So you can see how many different Bugo variants I've made over the past couple of years, I guess it's been since I made the car. It would have been last year, but my creativity knows no bounds, and today I figure it's time to expand it again. This one is going to be based on a comment that I saw on the last video that I made, which was the one about my skin. Specifically, it says, paraphrased of course, that this is a beauty channel now, so why don't we beautify the Bugo? As if it isn't already beautiful enough though, my goodness, this thing is cute. If you can use that word for it, I don't know honestly. Let's go ahead and make it worse though. I have a couple ideas, but I am like way out of it today, so this is gonna be interesting. It's been a while since I made an automation atrocity. So back in the engine bay, I don't think I'm going to do anything. It's just going to be the basic Bugo, which is this. There isn't much to it. I believe this is actually the engine out of the aircraft Bugo, which is fine. It only makes 25 horsepower. That's all we really need, right? That's adequate. So my thinking with this is fairly simply, let's make this so that a young teenage girl would like it. So first things first, it's going to be a convertible because, well, why not? It's got to be the first convertible Bugo ever created. Top can't be blue though, it's got to be something else. Probably white, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, so we have a matte white top, and the actual paint of the car is going to need to be a very slight purple. Come on, change now. Okay, it's perfect. It's white, it's purple. Let me see about the plastic trim. You know what? The trim's probably going to stay the same, let's be real. Just like that, the pink Bugo was born. Oh my goodness, okay, the painted bumpers have to come. For the first time ever, the Bugo has painted bumpers. This is the most luxurious version of it I have ever seen. 25 horsepower though, keep that in mind, 25 horsepower. Okay, in terms of fixtures, I have a couple more ideas of things that are absolutely necessary. The biggest one and the most important one is eyelashes, because yes, of course it needs eyelashes. It's just a matter of picking out the correct ones. Okay, so I'm having a bit of difficulty with the eyelashes. They just don't seem to be fitting quite right. You can see they're kind of popped off right here, which is not ideal. But hey, I'll figure it out. I'll get them right. It's worth it to take the time to do that. Trust me, it's it's definitely worth it. Okay, as this is a makeup channel now officially, I definitely need to do a little bit more to this. It needs some sort of makeup accents, I guess. I mean, I gotta be 100% honest with you. I don't know anything about makeup, like literally nothing. So I'm gonna try my best here to come up with a bit of a different face for the Bugo. We'll see what I can come up with. But first things first, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put it on the top layer. I'm gonna paint it chrome, maybe. What about steel? That'll show at least a little bit. And I was thinking of putting it underneath here. It's kind of like a way to show the lights just that little bit extra, just a little bit more. Okay, so we now have some sort of under light accents, I guess. That's kind of what I'm calling that. In an effort to make this into a face, because absolutely it does need to be a face, we can kind of just pretend that this is the nose, and then these are kind of like blushing cheeks, maybe. Yeah. But I think what I need to do is work on this a little bit more to try and get that to be proper. Maybe this sort of shape isn't quite right. We need circles, don't we? Okay, this is really creeping me out now. If I actually unduplicate this and just kind of put it on one side and then paint it black maybe, or like a really dark color, it kind of looks like, oh no. Okay, time for the most important bit. It's got to have a mouth on it, and you know it just has to have a very happy mouth. For whatever reason. This is gonna look like a car from Cars, isn't it? My goodness. It really does. Oh no. Oh man, please help me. I'm not even close to where I want it to be, but it's already really bad. Okay, I'm not done with this yet because I feel like I need to do more, including but not limited to just making this aggressively worse in every possible way. Just because I feel like it today. It's just one of those days. Okay, so I had this idea that I wanted to kind of add a chin to it. I really don't think this is a great idea, but I'm gonna attempt it anyway just because I think it might look a little bit weirder. And it absolutely does. Although white might not be the color for it. Maybe that slight darker color might work better. This is really something, isn't it? My goodness. Okay, I think we need to add a little bit more character to this. I've just now realized that I'm pivoting this entirely into a car from Cars because that's what it has become. But still, sticking to the theme, we need some rims on here. No clue what somebody like this would want on there, but yeah, I'll pick something a little bit more frilly perhaps. Okay, I actually really like these ones. I think that kind of just looks perfect on there, so I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, this car's face is creeping me out, so I'm going to try not to look at that a little for at least as long as I can, because there are some other things that we need to do, including badges, and my goodness, do I have a lot of them to choose from. But let's go. We need some sponsors on the back here, or things that this person would be very interested in. I think I've got a few of them lined up here. Okay, I'm going to delete the Bugo's plate. I already changed it, but I want to try and find one that's like a learner's permit, because that just kind of seems legitimate for this type of thing. Okay, I'm going to go with approved user because, yeah, you definitely need to be reminded that this person is indeed allowed to drive, although they probably shouldn't be. Once we get into Beam, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, we have Bugo in a beautiful chrome here, and you can see that the O is slightly lower than the rest of it. That's just part of the show, but the rest of it here, let's see what we can do. Ah, man, we need like a stick figure family. That would be perfect, but you know what? This is definitely getting close. Something about dogs on the back? Absolutely, you would see something like that on here. Ah, man, I need some like MLM stickers as well. Some sort of scam that they're involved in, or at least going to be. And would this thing be complete without a trailer hitch? I don't think so. Does that make thematic sense? No, but I just feel like this sort of car would just have one. I don't know why. It would just seems like it would. And you know what we definitely need as well is some sort of rust, because yeah, it can't be a teenager car, or in this case a very early teenager car, without some kind of rust on it. Let me see what I can do with some of these rust things we got here. I've seen people use these very realistically. I've never tried them before, so let's give it a shot. Oh my goodness, it's perfect. Okay, so the under door rust fits just nicely right here. Once I give it a bit of an extend, that is perfect. I think I need a little bit more though, just a little bit, including rust coming down from the back window. Yes, please. I'll take some of that, and then we'll put it down from the other window over here, just by the mirror, because I don't know, cars seem to rust in those spots, so that works just like that. And then why don't we put even more back here on the tailgate? I'm thinking right underneath the wiper is probably the best location for this, so that's where that's gonna go. just a speck of rust on there, don't worry about it. And I figured because the car would never be cleaned that some mud spray around the wheels would probably be appropriate as well, so I'm kind of thinking about that. Oh, there we go, finally loaded in. Honestly, what is this car so far? A complete disjointed mess. That is the best way I can describe this. Absolute pink, some kind of theme that somewhat existed at one point but is now completely gone, and a giant rust spot that has magically appeared on the front of it. Oh goodness. Okay, I was thinking as well, I should probably put some cracking on the headlight maybe? I think that'd be kind of cool. So I'm putting that all the way at the top. Right on the headlight. It looks great. Okay, so what else can I do to make this even worse? Do we have a Domino's pizza sign somewhere? Alright, so the car is styled, I guess. Not really much has changed, just a few small things, including a lot of rust. It's all visual changes, nothing particularly interesting. But the Beautified Bugo is here, and it's both beautified and rusted to heck, so I don't know what happened. Its beauty has long since passed. This thing is a 1980 after all, so it's probably a little bit past its prime. Just a little bit. Okay, so I've gone and skipped through the other stuff here because it's not really needed, but I just made a couple small tweaks just to fix some of the Bugo's other issues, and I figure why not take this 25 horsepower beast into the city, and let's go on some shopping trips, because we may as well. That's exactly what it's going to be used for anyways. You know, I just realized I probably should have made this car an automatic. That would have been better. But here we are at the shopping district. There is a car dealership right there. The beach is right here. There's a bridge over there that we're probably not going to be able to make it over. And yeah, you'll notice a couple things about the car. First one that I noticed was that the rust actually turns white in Beam, which is kind of funny because it makes it look like the top is kind of like running off of it a little bit, which is kind of weird, but yeah, it just adds to the overall aesthetic and weirdness of this car. Yeah, you can see we're parked absolutely properly, and there's 100% no damage on the front end at all, but don't worry about that. So it drives like a Bugo because it is a Bugo. Underneath it is literally a depowered Bugo, just by a very small amount. So if you've never seen the BeamNG.drive, then I'll tell you that you are very much missing out on something magical. Actually, you're witnessing it right now, so don't worry too much. You're very much witnessing it. 0 to 100 in a questionable amount of time, and definitely driving on the right lanes all the time, so don't worry about that. Stoplight, probably should stop for this. Actually, you know what? The brakes are not too bad on this version of it. Some of the versions I've made, the brakes are absolutely horrendous. Okay, with this in mind, I'm not sure that the lights actually change on this map, so I'm just gonna kind of ignore that, and we'll continue on trying to find the mall. That's pretty much all this car is good for, I think. Well, there's a parking garage here, but that's not quite what I'm after. These seem more like office buildings and such. I'm pretty sure there is a mall in this area somewhere, so we're just gonna have to go and find it. Also, we're just gonna have to get up this hill first and make that left. You know what, that wasn't too bad, just really slow. Kind of what you would expect from this car, let's be real. And that light did change, so I guess they do change. Alright, let's make a let's make a right here. That's definitely what I intended to do originally. Hopefully, actually, you know what, this is the mall right here. We made it. Wow, that was quick. Surprised there's no bulldozers in here. And a quick parking job off the curb. Yeah, that's fine. Just shut her down right here. Parking brake on. Flawless. And now we wait. Well, my goodness. I don't really know what to say about this one. It's not good. But it wasn't supposed to be. I don't know. I just like making very random variants of the Bugo. It doesn't have to be a good theme or anything like that. I don't know. Whenever I'm like, well, feeling like this, and when I'm very tired and just kind of wanting to sleep, I just think, you know what if I just made something really stupid? And that's kind of what I've done here. That's kind of exactly what this is. And it's really leaning hard to the right now. The first ever Bugo convertible, the first car I've ever put rust on, one of the very few convertibles I've ever made for the channel specifically. But here we are. It's the Bugo that has now been rolled. So you remember a while ago, it was actually quite a while ago, I entered Twin Turbos and Canadian Steel's kind of version of the showcases that I do. And I entered the Bugo into a rally competition, and it didn't meet the requirements at all, but it kind of just, well, I mean, they ended up running it anyways. I think now, anytime I sort of see fit to enter one of those competitions, I'm just gonna make something like absolutely horrendous, likely an absolutely terrible version of the Bugo, and don't tell anybody I said this, but it'll probably end up just being this with a couple modifications to meet the rules, and then just like, hey, this is my car, please drive it, I want to see what people think about this. Okay, we made it into the neighborhood at a gingerly 30 kilometers an hour. Not sure, you know what, I am actually going to be able to make it through there. Down into first gear so we can pick up some speed. I am very curious to see what this thing would be like with a trailer though. I don't think it would actually move. 25 horsepower, even in a very light chassis like this, is just not enough. I would be shocked if this thing is any faster than a regular Bugo. I think it is just an ever so slightly lighter, but other than that, it's basically the same. Alright, you know what? It's time to break it because that's what this thing was made for. BeamNG is a damage simulator for a reason. And we may as well use it. So I guess it's as good a time as any to wrap things up here, but basically what's going on the channel is that the showcase is ending soon. If you're watching this, then it's probably either over or ending in a few days. Not sure when that's going to happen. I mean, it's on the rules, so just read that. I've got a stream coming up for Halloween. I picked out a game already for it. My fiance and I are going to be streaming. It's going to be a lovely Saturday night, hopefully. Game is not too scary. I was planning on playing Dead Space, but then I was like, hold up. So it'll be this game that I picked out, and I'll announce that soon, or I might have already announced it. I'm not sure. Again, my schedule is all off here just because I'm trying to take care of a whole bunch of stuff at once. I don't even know what's happening anymore these days, so yeah, expect some smaller videos while I try and figure out how to, I don't know, make some time to make bigger ones. But yeah, that's going to be it from me for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. I just noticed as well that back wiper is entirely useless, and I think that just adds to the character. I should have changed that, but I didn't. Oh my goodness, this thing really is a total train wreck. You know what, let's finish it off in style. Here we go. Top speed, collision, flip, and yeah, you know what? That's a good way to end this. Let's put this thing in the scrapyard and not think about it again. Who am I kidding? And this is the beloved Bugo, okay? It needs to live supreme. This is the best creation of all time. See you again next time. I just want to say thank you to those who have chosen to support this channel. I know I haven't been saying your guys' names in any of the recent videos that I've done for IRL, but I'll do them always for automation stuff. That's a guarantee. And then for like bigger videos as well. But we have Overlord, That Rested Explorer, QT Bear, Terry Williams, The Most Random Person, Sick D Cars and Stuff, and Jug. Thank you guys for your support. I appreciate you all a lot, and looking forward to things continuing in the future as we continue to make more weird stuff. Hopefully some better videos as well. My goodness. You know, sometimes I'm like, is this really good enough to post? And then, I don't know, I have to decide when I edit, but yeah, let me know. See you again next time.